Okie dokie. Good afternoon, all, and welcome to my live stream. Oh, my goodness. Hang about. Hold on. Alright, welcome to something a little bit different today. I'm not doing a career mode for once. Today, I am completely copying 3 other people, as far as I'm aware, and doing a 100% race before a weekend. Now, there are some that use these races to, like, predict the real-life race, but if I do that as well, I feel like that's just plagiarism. So, we're just going to do a normal 100% race around Singapore today. As you can see in the title, we are going to be driving as NANDO NORRIS. I've even got, you know, the McLaren LANDO NORRIS shirt on. Shout out AliExpress. And we're just going to get straight into it. So the stream will be quite short today, because, of course, we're just doing a full quali into a full race. And that will be probably, what, if we're lucky, 2 hours. But I'll be honest, it's been a rough night. I don't know if I, like, you know, messed up me chicken I cooked, but I have had the trots really bad, and I still feel like shit. So, I'm kind of glad that it might not be as long as well, you know, streams, because, yeah, there may be a couple instances throughout the stream where I need to go and, release, and damage all sewage systems worldwide. But anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's get straight into the session. So we're in a McLaren, as I just said. You may notice I've got green trousers on in the game, not in real life, obviously. And the car is a little bit more yellow. You can also see in the wing mirror the wing is a bit green. This is because I decided to put a mod on, because why not? And we have the McLaren livery from Monaco 2024. So it's when they had the Senna livery. And I believe that was when Verstappen had his really just insane, dumb, stupid pole position where he found like half a second in the final sector, took pole and won, and then Lando got on the podium. Right, Jason? So yeah, today is going to be a lot more chilled out. I mean, I know I'm just doing career mode, but I say it's going to be a bit more chilled out because I am just doing a race, because it's chill. Drive along. The result literally doesn't matter. The performance doesn't matter. All that matters to me right now is, yeah, just having some fun. Now, there are a couple things I need to point out. Number one is, I've had to make a whole new Steam account just to be able to play this. Reason being is that, obviously, to do this, you'd use Grand Prix mode. But I currently have Grand Prix mode used, because I'm working on that YouTube video, that Lewis Hamilton winning the Drivers' Championship at Ferrari. In hindsight, I should have just done it in a career mode, but because of that, it meant I had to make a whole new account. The reason I bring that up is because, well, I don't know if my settings have transferred all that well. It feels okay, but you never know. You're right, Vapor, and Rizlik, and Carol. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Purple Sector 1. Now, of course, I am in the fastest car, so you'd expect I'll be quite good. Name a car for an edit. An F1 car, or like a real car, or does it just not matter? I feel like I've got traction control on. Good luck racing. Cheers, Mark. Yeah, this feels like way too grippy. Let me just look quick. No, it is off. Okay. I guess the McLaren is just that good. Fair enough. Well done to all the McLaren mechanics and all that, because they've smashed it. This car is ridiculous. It goes without saying that if I had this car in both of my career modes, I'd have just absolutely whitewashed the entire championship. And I'm not even first, but it's not a bad lap. I do have 11 laps of fuel, so cut those off, should be on for a one. So that's pretty good. Of course, it is only Q1, so all the Maz is getting through as I hit the wall. Well done, dickhead. Is that enough to get me through? It should be. Fastest Sector 1. Sector 2 is a bit shit, but that's about it, really.
Good. We're looking at a dry session.
I know, mate. I can see the weather right there. Thank you, Mark. Carlos Sainz looking... Actually, no. Sainz is safe. It's Behrman. Any surprises? Alonso's a surprise, definitely. Especially because Stroll's in the top 10 right now. Does he get through? 90 plus 7. Cheers, Krim. I don't know what I've done, but you're welcome. Did Alonso... Why is there music playing? I don't know, but Alonso's made it through. Will I get copyright strike for having the F1 theme? I remember I had that once. I tried to use the F1 theme, just the normal F1 theme, for like an intro to my Senna career mode. And I got copyright striked and demonetized on like 60 videos because of the F1 theme. But I thought because the F1 theme was part of the game, I can use it. I don't know. You alright, Wayne? Let's go down to... Let's cut my fuel in half and go to 5.7 and see how that affects my performance. Because it seems like fuel is a lot. I wish they'd tell you, like, it's very quite easy to work out, and if you spend more than 10 seconds researching, you can probably find out. But all the info you really get is that a full tank will cost 3 seconds of performance over the lowest. So you could probably work that out, because I'm going from 5 kg to 10 kg. So it's an 11 for 3 seconds, which is too complex for me, because, yeah, it is. So that's tough. But it can't be a lot. But it feels like a lot. It feels like I can find maybe a 10th or 2 with just doing like 2 clicks, like 1 or 2 kg. Lap time to get through is a 31.3. Oscar Piastri leads the way. I think that is going to be the case for today's race. I think it is just going to be a 1v1 between me and Piastri. I kind of predict that's how the race is going to be as well. I'll be honest, I do not see Red Bull. Who am I currently cock-blocking? Oh, I don't have a look behind button. Hang on, let's add one of them. I don't... Oh. Looking behind me is quite important. Let's add one. Look back is... Oh, what button is it? Is it that one? Manual pit stop. Yeah, that should be fine. But yeah, Red Bull have won the last 2 Grand Prix. One at Monza and then one at Baku, both with long straights. I don't see them having that same level of performance in Singapore. If they do, then I can see Max Verstappen winning every single remaining Grand Prix. But I just don't think that's going to happen. I do think McLaren are going to return to their best this weekend. Which is not bad. You know, McLaren are quite cool. I like McLaren. Although I like Red Bull, to be fair. I'd like to see Ferrari do well, actually. I think if I could pick a winner, I'd pick Lewis Hamilton. Oh, well done, Kimi. Good job. Oh, speaking of Kimi, what is that? Kimmy gets in my way and Kimmy pops in the chat. That is unbelievably timed. Right, I actually need to put in like a really nice and decent Sector 2 and 3 here, or I'm gone. And to be honest, I was debating doing a last to first because it'll make it a bit more entertaining. But then I thought no, because I can't be bothered. So there you go. It's not really realistic either for Lando Norris to be starting P20. Watch him qualify P20 now. It's like a red flag or something. Right, Bucky. A P7. I reckon I'll be actually considering my blockage from Kimi Antonelli. I reckon P7 might not be that off, that bad of a prediction. But I am in a McLaren, so you never know. This is my first time in the McLaren, and I can already tell by just like doing 2 laps in it, it's just an insane car. The 30.4. And there you go. So even though I lost maybe a second in Sector 1, actually that might be a bit extreme, but I lost at least half a second in Sector 1. I'm only a 10th off Piastri. I want to see what his Sector 1 was compared to mine. 27.3, I was a 27.6. And like I said, I reckon there's half a second in there. I still don't know why there's music playing. I'm pretty sure I turned it off. But you know what? It's a bit of welcome noise, you don't get much noise. That was really perfect time. That'll be perfect on your channel, Kimmy and Kimmy, with 2 different Kimmys. Yeah, Kimmy Antonelli blocks me, and then Kimmy pops up in the chat. Unbelievable scenes. Right, I reckon we just go minimum fuel and just try and get a pole position. I am sort of concerned that I'm just going to end up winning the race by about a minute, because I feel like I'm really, I'm very fast compared to the AI. I don't think I'm that fast in general compared to other players, but compared to the AI, I feel like I'm really quick. Although Piastri has just dumped in a 29.3, which is a second faster than I went in Q2. I'm hoping there is at least a scrap with Piastri. I would rather there be a scrap with like 6 or 7 cars, but if it's just Piastri, I want there to at least be something, because, yeah, just sort of leading on my own would be a bit dull. Thought I wasn't going to make it then. I had the wheel bug, but we are now away. Let's go for a pole position. It's what Lando would want. Lando needs to win this weekend, in my opinion anyway, in order to reinstate himself as a, championship contender. I know he still is a championship contender. He's like 30 points behind, but you know what I mean. I feel like if Lando doesn't win this race, or worse, he finishes behind Oscar, I think Oscar just wins, like, by the 3rd to last race. It is a purple Sector 1. 7 tenths up on Charles Leclerc. Speaking of Charles Leclerc, there's a Ferrari up here. Could this be the one and only Charlie? I wouldn't mind him winning in Singapore. Of course, he got scammed out of the 2019 one, because they decided to undercut Vettel, and I believe, once again, Kimmy's going to completely cock block me and make me drive into a wall, but we avoid damage, so we'll carry on. But twice in a row, Kimi Antonelli just completely blocks me and has kind of ruined my lap. What a bastard. What an absolute bastard. I love Kimi, but like, actually no, I hate Kimi's AI. Kimi's great, but Kimi's AI is, yeah, needs work. 29.3 was Piastri's lap time, and we're going to cross the line with a 29 dead.
Oh, fantastic! You've got pole.
Yay! Right, Boom Chew. Sorry, that's quite a funny word, Boom Chew. I've watched me for 8 months. You're a great driver. I appreciate that. Thank you. That is a hell of a long time. Appreciate that. You should be a top YouTuber, maybe one day. That's the dream. I've got a year or so left in me.
Interrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us there.
You know, as long as we've got Boom Chew here and everyone currently here, then, you know, we're chilling. A rare moment per, yeah. Two Kimmys, 1 blocks, 1 pops in chat. Epic moment in F1 Crib's channel history. I mean, that's kind of an extreme, but you know what? Yeah, cool. I love the idea that, yeah, I love the idea that the same driver blocks me twice. Like, the same driver blocks me in Q2 and Q3. If the FIA were involved, he would have got a 5-place grid penalty for the first one and a 3-place grid penalty for the second one, because the first one was more severe. The first one cost me half a second, the second one maybe 3/10. But here we go.
What a race
For the Grand Prix. I feel like we're kind of flying through this. I feel like when, well, I don't know what the next race is, but whatever the next race is, I'm probably going to end up, like, doing it, stalling, basically. So rather than finishing a lap and just returning to garage, I'll drive round, because I don't want the stream to be, like, 37 minutes long. Do you know what I mean?
3 DRS zones for the drivers to work with. It is tough to overtake.
Maybe I just do 200% races back to back. No, that would take like 4 hours. I'm good on that. Right, Alex, shut up now. Actually, no, I'll let you run us through the grid. I'll let you do that, mate. Go on then. Start us off. What we got?
Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday. He will start
EA, Codemasters, they start with P20 now, not P1. Fix that. Cheers.
Russell. Verstappen.
I'm just trying to find a good playlist. Let's just go for the old reliable.
Leclerc, Tsunoda, Hamilton,
Hamilton, and Nico Hulkenberg.
Alonso,
Alonso. It says it like such an AI. It might be an AI.
Behrman, Liam
Where's my
Lawson,
Twitch chat
and
gone?
Carlos Sainz, Gasly, and Jack Doohan.
As long as we have Kimmy not being a blocker, you'd win.
Let's go down to the track.
No, I think I'd win anyway, to be fair.
It's race day. It's
all right, Damien.
I'm Alex James.
And good afternoon to you, Hangman. You are Lando. I forgot I am indeed Lando Norris.
Well, every driver's
I'm basically exactly like Lando in real life, except talentless and fat. But everything else is pretty much the same. 2-stop strategy. You know what? This might sound crazy and totally bonkers. I'm gonna go for a 3-stop. Purely to make the race a bit more interesting, a bit more action, a bit more pace, a bit more overtaking. That's the hope, anyway. What I don't like is doing more laps on the mediums than the hards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock them down by 1 lap or 2 laps each, and then I'm going to decrease the softs by 1. So I want to end up doing that. Yes, that is my strategy. It's pretty decent. Max or strap-on? Yep, Max or strap-on's behind me still. If Piastri wins Singapore, can you replace the Max cutout with his? If I can find one and like it's affordable, then yeah. I wanted to have like a collection of them and I'll just randomly swap them out. But unfortunately, there aren't really any others of like F1 drivers in race attire. The only ones I could find was drivers like Gasly, like Checo, and I think there was like a Colapinto one. And they were all in like, they're just in casual wear, and I feel like that's a bit weird. But maybe. Is traction control on? It is not, no. It feels like it is, but the McLaren just has... I mean, the best car I have driven since I bought this game is the 5th best. I have not driven anything better. And so, this is my first time in the McLaren, and it is stupid how good this car is. It is so dumb. Best streamer, thank you, mate. How did you find this? It was just on Amazon, if you mean the Max car. But I'll do some more research after the stream, and if I can find some, I'll get them. Pop them behind me. I will say though, I know since you mentioned Piastri, it's probably your favourite. I will say, I'm actually preying on Piastri's downfall this weekend. I really like Piastri. I love his stoicism, if that's even a word. I love his a personality, and he's a fantastic driver. Probably best driver on the grid right now, bar Max Verstappen. However, I want Lando to win the championship. So, Oscar, cock it up. Cheers. Can you cover the basic rules throughout this race for F1 newbies? I can try. It's just, when you have watched thousands of hours of F1 content, it's pretty difficult to like explain it to like a new level, because I'll probably end up saying things thinking it's like a good way of explaining and you just won't have a clue. But I will try. If there's like something that happens, like with a safety car or something, I'll explain how it works. Stones, that is the craziest comment I have ever read in my... Actually, no, it's the second craziest. I'm not even going to read that. What's the best wheel you can recommend me? That is a fantastic question. I've only ever owned one wheel. Actually, no, I've owned 2. I've only used 1, which is this, the Thrustmaster open wheel add-on. And it's pretty good. It's lasted 4 years. It's never had anything go wrong. It still works perfectly because I'm doing this now. And it's also quite affordable, especially if you go on to like the second-hand kind of area. But I don't really have much experience because I've never used any other wheel. So I can only recommend this one. And from what I've, you know, for the time I've had it, it's been fantastic. Good luck. Thank you. Your IQ is definitely over 140. No. I'd be lucky if it's over, like, just 40. Not huge F1 start. Sorry, Ashwan, I will start eventually. I'd rather read chat and not start than start and ignore the chat. Do you know what I mean? Alright, Tadeus, welcome back. Not a huge F1 fan, but it's nice to watch someone who is passionate about it. Yeah, no, I get that. It might be like, you know, things like golf or like tennis, things that I'm not massively into. But when I see that someone's like, you know, yeah, I love this, it's great, I like watching it. So that's good, thank you. We've got to give them 1,000 people watching. What wheel again? It's a Thrustmaster open wheel add-on, I think it's called. Best of luck, thanks, mate. Why are you saying that? You're deaf clever. I was serious. I don't know. I don't know if I'm smart. I could only be smart compared to other people when other people think I'm thick as pig shit. So there you go. Should I donate? You really just... I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying you don't have to. Of course. Tap the like button, 119 watching, only a few likes. To be fair, most of the viewers are just doing like what I do and what everyone does. It's just they just scroll and randomly find me. So there's a lot of people coming and going. Right, I'm going to start now because people are waiting and we're just going to go. On the last stint, go on the soft tyres. We think you might be faster. I definitely will. However, I'd argue that if I use the softs at the start, I can build a gap. And that's fun. I like building gaps. You're right, NASCAR. NASCAR Rolex is what a fun name. Nico! Shout out Nico Rosberg and also shout out Nico for the €2. Let's go! That is massive. Thank you. I get a pack of Haribo. Let's go! Also pull a signed Singapore 23. If I get in that situation, I actually might. But thank you, Nico. That's very appreciated. Alright, let's go. Let's begin. Oh, them liveries look great, don't they? I need to find whoever made the mod and shout them out, because that's just fantastic. Massive. Do you know what else is massive? Me. Nice. Anyway, what kind of dog is that? The Labrador. Hope you win. Thank you, Maurice. I should have a decent... Whoa! I just got jump scared by, like, just a deadpan Lando Norris. Why is he just driving like this?
Ensuring their planned strategies are all in place.
Like, is he going to blink at some point? They really could have budgeted an extra, like, £3 to add some blinking. I thought you were going to say low taper fade. I do know that. It's just... I don't know. Remember me? I do remember you, Soviet Aviator guy, because it's a funny name. You're right, Rocky. Welcome back. Yep, Mark, I know how to do a race start. Let's begin this thing. Oh, we're off. Yeah, Mark, I know how race starts work. Because of you, I've lost it on turn 1. I'm going to fight him because... I'm not going to give it up, am I? Oh, Piastri's on the curb. Surely. Oh, no, he's done me. You know what? Fair play. Mark has completely ruined that. What a bastard. With his endless waffling. And I've almost spun at turn 3. We'll get P1, I can feel it. That's the aim. I should be able to. I think I'm fast enough. It's just whatever happens throughout the race. I think if it was on pure pace, I've got a good chance. But of course, things like safety cars and your red flags are going to massively impact the race. Although it shouldn't be too bad. Let's just say it's very long. It is 62 laps at the end of the day. Do you miss Roscoe? I do miss Roscoe. I won't even lie. I've probably only seen like 3 pictures of him, you know, before Hamilton posted when he was like, you know, in that coma. But, I mean, to be fair, I do just love dogs. So there was that. But also, Roscoe looks eerily similar to to my dog. Like, it's like almost 1-to-1, so yeah, it's tough. BRS, you overtake Oscar? I agree. There's a man behind you? There is a man behind me. Well spotted. I tell you what, Oscar's flying! I mean, I know I'm like right next to him, but I was expecting to be past him by now, considering I'm on the softs. I mean, the softs are a massive advantage at the end of the day. For about 2 laps, and then it's not anymore. Your face is very aerodynamic for F1. You think so? I don't think so. I think my head has a lot of drag. It's very wide. Like, even if I was really slim, my head would still be really wide out here. So, no, I think I'd cause a lot of drag. Although, maybe I can, like, I don't even know, somehow install DRS. Just turn off Mark and let me be the race engineer. No, we gotta have Mark. I am just farming him for content, because sometimes he just says some really funny things. I look on a lot of other F1 creators' channels, because I think I said one day, I don't actually watch any other F1 creators, like any of them. I do know of them, I don't watch them. I just mainly do a lot of researching. And most of like other YouTubers' popular shorts and like just stuff is when Mark just says something really dumb. So I'm just hoping that that happens and then I get a little bang. I also apologise, I want to quickly just point out, I don't really want to do any of that pausing stuff to read chat, so I will probably miss a lot of chat messages, but of course, down the straights, I will try and read as much as possible, so I want to apologise in advance for that. Rounder, you're more aerodynamic? Maybe, but I just thought aerodynamic, you have to be like thin and like long, because like, and like also your head goes, I don't know, I want to go up. How would, I'm trying to think how aerodynamics work. I'm not too sure actually, maybe I will be. We'll find out one day, somehow. I'm sure they do aerodynamic abilities of like your head somewhere. When you go around a corner at second gear, are you full throttle after into 3 or easing into 3rd? I feel like some people and some corners, if you're that confident, you can go around a lot of corners full throttle in 2nd and 3rd gear. However, I like to wait until 4th. As you can see there, I was in 3rd and I tried to go full throttle and it is spun. So my rule of thumb is I usually wait until 4th gear. But there are a lot of corners where that doesn't really work. And it's also just a confidence thing. Obviously, if you're in a straight line, then you can go full throttle almost immediately. You know who is Thom? Of course I know Thom. He's probably the only person that I've actively, like, watched out of... because I like watching him. And it was only for like an hour. I know I just said I don't watch any of them, but it was only, yeah, it was like an hour, and that was it. But yeah, Thom's great. I love how he's not only insanely good at the game, but he also keeps it, like, really immersive and realistic. Whereas I am a lot more, like, the game is part of it, but also me and, like, interacting with the chat and, like, just trying to be entertaining is, like, my style. It's, like, 2 different styles. So, yeah, Thom is fantastic. If you had a sharp jaw, it would have created a lot of turbulence. Maybe, yeah, because, you know, there's not much flexibility going on. Hang on, where's Max Verstappen come from? I'm surprised Verstappen's kept up, you know, and I won't lie. There is a little bit of a skill issue at hand, but these soft tyres are not great, I'll be honest. I was expecting a lot more, but they are not good. Who do you think will be top 3 this weekend? I am going to say... You know what? I'm going to back the Lando Norris win. I'm going to go for a Lewis Hamilton 2nd, and I'm going to go for a Oscar Piastri 3rd. That might be a little bit, like, bland, but you can't not back the McLarens, and I want Hamilton to have a good weekend, because, you know, it's been a shit time for him. Getting closer to 1,000 people, am I? I mean, I can't see my own stream statistics. I can never say that word. That's the one word in English I can't say. To be fair, my mother can't say it either. It obviously runs in the family, but I can't see my stream statistics. So am I really? That's kind of crazy.
Higher than we're expecting. We've got a new strategy available on your MFC if you want it.
Oh, here we go. Hang on, Mark, I'm busy. Hang on, is my tyre wear that low? No, it's pretty high. No, I'm just going to stick to my normal strategy. I'll do a quick pause so I can catch up. Any F1 race this weekend? There is. There's practice tomorrow for Singapore, hence why I'm doing this. And I think I'm doing a watch-along of it. I think I might. You're interesting? I hope I come off as interesting. I try to be. He drives with noob help indicating when to brake. I do, mate. Yeah, well spotted. You got a very keen eye. That's impressive. Oh, sorry, mate. I just missed your chat. I'm sorry. I'll be honest, Adam. I get so few chat messages in Twitch. It's like once in a blue moon. My brain doesn't think to check. But I do apologise. I have the same livery mod, but I've got a bug. It's like a bit back, and I can see the T-cam and the air duct. That might be a problem with your camera settings, because I believe this car uses a different chassis. I went on camera customization. If I go to horizontal, when I go back, you can see, I can see the engine cover and the T-cam. So if that's a thing, this might not be the solution, but it's what helped me. I just upped this to, well, whatever, but I have it on 20. I'm going to race in F1... You are playing F1 24? No, I'm playing F1 25. It's just, I think it uses a 24 chassis. How many years have you been playing this game? 5, I believe? No, 4. I'm from Singapore. That's cool. Shout out Singapore. Mark being F1 Cruise Engineer, being like K1 available. I love you too, Noah. The man is just watching. The legend and the beat. He is. I've got 4-time world champion, hopefully soon to... Is it 4? Is it 4 or... Am I dumb? Is it 4 or 3? 21, 22... It's 4. That was... hopefully soon to be 5. Do you avoid sun because your glasses set things on fire randomly? That is an unbelievable question. I will not like... Oh, speaking of Max Verstappen, he's gone. Yeah, that is an unbelievable question. No. I have the sun blocked out because I'm a vampire, and the sun hurts. What pedals do you have? I'll be honest, mate, I have no idea. I found them in a bin 4 years ago. They are literally the most basic pedals you can get. I think they're Logitech. But don't quote me on that, but I think that they're either Logitech or they came in a bundle with a Thrustmaster wheelbase, which is a T300. Someone's behind you. There is, yeah. Usually I'd like try and be funny and be like, is there a world? But I'll be honest, mate, I have had so many comments. Like, so many people have been telling me, so... I'm sorry, it just gets a bit repetitive. But yeah, there is someone behind me. You can get him on Amazon if you want. Hang on. Out of the depths, Stream Elements has decided to wake up on Twitch. That bot hasn't been activated for yonks, and now all of a sudden it's working. Shout out. The guy behind you is fat. Oh, thanks, Russell. I think you've got a little misconception of how space worked, because the person in front of him is the fat one. I think I might have to stop really early, you know, because these tyres are dead. Like, very dead. Yeah, you know what? I'll pit now and extend on the medium by 1 lap. And that'll do us. Lesson of the race so far: don't use soft tyres. They never work. They don't work in 50% races, and they for damn sure don't work in 100%. What countries did you visit so far? I've only ever been, if you mean in real life, which I assume what you mean, I've only ever been to Switzerland. Although technically I've also been to, I think Belgium and also France, because I've driven through them, but I haven't actually been there. Brake later? I could do, or I couldn't. I'm your #1 fan. You very well might be, and I appreciate that a lot. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. To be fair, that is my name, and everyone used to constantly say that. They go, Aussie, 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 oi, 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 in primary school, and it used to really annoy me. But welcome to the medium tyres. So, what we have going on is we're going to be pitting on lap 26 is what we're going to be doing. I'm also going to lower my downforce a bit because although the cornering is a bit my straight line speed is pathetic, so we're going to lower that down. Why did you pit so early? Because my tyres were dead. The soft tyres, for everyone wondering, this person is new to F1, so I know it might sound like I'm explaining something simple, but to someone that doesn't know, I will explain it. The soft tyres, the reason they're called soft is because they are the fastest, they also wear the quickest. And I'm not very good at preserving them, making them last longer. So I went into the pits 2 laps earlier than I was meant to, because if I stayed out for another 2, I would have lost a lot more time. And time is the only thing that's relevant in Formula 1. So I hope that explains why I did that. End with softs? I very well could, yeah. It depends how quick I am on the mediums, though. Because I'm doing medium, medium, hard from now on. So if I've got a gap, then yeah, why not? Like I said, the result doesn't matter. I don't really care what I do. I just want to try and keep it a little bit realistic. But if I've got the gap, like maybe a 10-second gap, then I'll do it for, you know, for the fun of it. That's what I was saying earlier, like, this is just a bit more chill. It isn't, you know, we've got to, you know, do the best we can do because it's a career mode. This is just, you know, a bit of a chill race. If you want to have it to predict the real life race, you can. If not, that's totally fine. This is a career mode. I'm guessing it's a career mode. It's actually not. No, this is just a Grand Prix. Like, yeah, a standalone race. And yeah, I had to make a whole new Steam account just so I could like play. Because right now I'm using Grand Prix mode on my main account to make a video. So my wheel settings are a little bit off, but overall it's good enough. And we have our first retirement. So if you want to bookmark this and compare it to what happens in real life, lap 8, George Russell DNFs.
Yellow flag.
There he is. To be fair, we've not really had like any mechanical faults in real life Formula 1. It's kind of, from what I can remember, there's probably a couple like back markers that I've just not remembered. Obviously, the most high-profile one is Lando Norris at Zandvoort, which cost him 18 points. If you think about it, through his engine not blowing up and him being slightly, you know, not done in Canada, he could have had probably at least 28 more points than what he has now. 2 very preventable things. Oh, excuse the track limits. Let's go for a move on Jack Doohan. But yeah, those 2 little things have costed him maybe the whole championship. I think that Zandvoort DNF was very similar to Hamilton's DNF in Malaysia in 2016. I think it was Malaysia. And it sort of just set the course for the rest of the championship. I'm new here to your channel. I left you a comment on one of your videos. Well, I will definitely see it after the stream. been mad how many comments I'm getting lately. To be fair, 99% of them have just been about the fact I use the racing line. But, you know, a comment's a comment. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how positive or negative a comment is. A comment helps the algorithm and helps my video get seen more. So, people that, you know, like to hate, they don't even realise they're actively helping me and my channel without noticing, and it is quite funny. Now, I'd like to get past Liam Lawson here. Of course, time is tight. Gotta try and undercut Piastri and the others. Should be able to brake later. And also just, I'm in a McLaren for crying out loud. Decent move. Quick check. I'm going to race on F124. I'll sub to you and like, because you're the best driver in the world. I'll be honest, mate, this is obviously not meant to be offending in any way, but you must have not seen many other drivers, because I am, at best, above average. At least that's what I rate myself. It's F1? Oh, sorry, man, I didn't see your question. I do apologise. It is. It's F125, to be precise. Like I said, when you're, you know, constantly driving, and I don't want to keep pausing, because, you know, people don't like that, I do miss your chat message. Braking later, see if it works. I'm braking kind of as late as I can. Of course, there is a limit, obviously, but I don't know. I'd rather just brake where I'm comfortable braking and not crash, do you know what I mean? You know, I will try. We're on for our second DNF of the race already. It's going to be one of the Saubers. It is going to be Hulkenberg or Bortoletto. My grip should be vastly supreme to these lot, so if I can just... No, that hasn't worked. Do you wear gloves to prevent sweat on the wheel? Finally! Dean, you're an absolute legend. Someone has actually asked about my gloves and got the answer correct. A lot of people think I wear them to, how can I word it? Like, seem like I'm more of a racing driver. Or people think I wear them because it increased my performance. No. Dean has smashed it. It's because, well, I didn't use gloves for the first 2 years I owned this wheel. And my wheel is now covered in duct tape because of it, because all the material's fallen off. So yes, it's because of the sweat. What is your lap time average? I don't know if I can really give you an average. It's probably... Imagine... Okay, right, so if we set the situation as, like, now, on these tyres, it'd be about maybe a second quicker than this. You could say a 1 minute 35 I could probably consistently do if, you know, there was no such thing as tyre wear and things. Like, if I was in time trial, I'd consistently probably, I don't even know, I don't know, I can't give you an average, I can only give you my best, which is probably a low 28, actually no, mid to high 28. You're right, Holden, I remember you from yesterday or the day before, welcome back. Should I do 62 laps or 30 laps? Only if you're prepared to race for, you know, like an hour and a half. This is my first 100% race on this year's game. I only do 100% races because of this occasion. They are too long when I'm on my, you know, on my own. It's a shame you literally can't overtake around here because... well, I'm just kind of losing time. I'll have that though. Try tennis racket tape on the wheel. I used it because I preferred the grip. To be fair, the grip ain't bad. The duct tape's only there as a replacement for the rubbery material that's on like the wheel by default. Because obviously, if you take the rubbery material off, it's just like this like sticky material that obviously keeps the rubber. It's not rubber. I don't know what you call it, but you know what I'm on about. What a wheel's made out of. The duct tape's just simply a replacement for that, and that's it really. But of course, I am looking to get a new one because this wheel is a bit like, you know, I'm not going to make that comparison because that's just a bit sad, but it's just it's getting on a bit. It's 4 years old now. It's worked every single day, near enough, and I feel like it deserves retirement. like both Indy and F1. I would love to watch IndyCar. It's just I'm never awake when it's on. But IndyCar looks really cool. IndyCar just looks like a slower, but also more entertaining version of Formula 1. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a spec series. Which, that isn't, hang on, third retirement of the race as, that's just not even a retirement, that's just a crash. It's going to be Hulkenberg and one of the Hasses, I think that was. I don't know, it was one of the, who is that? I think it's a Williams, I don't know. But yeah, there ain't really such a thing as a spec series, because obviously people are going to try and exploit every little thing they can. That's why Prema was so good in F3 and F2 for so long. But yeah, the racing's really good, and there's a lot of drivers in there who I really like Romain Grosjean. It's even in it, he might not even be in IndyCar anymore. He might have got the sack, I'm not sure, but if I'm awake for it, because obviously for me, because I'm in England, it's always either late at night or in the middle of the night or in the early morning, I'll definitely tune in, because it looks great. I still use F1 2017. I haven't played that one yet. I've played 19 onwards, but I didn't play 19 on a wheel. And I kind of wish I did, because 19 has Hockenheim, which is my favourite track on, you know, in history. So it's a shame I can't use that one. But I've played F1 2020 for about 60 hours, but I didn't actually, like, buy F1 2020 in 2020. I got it in, like, 2023, because it was on sale. And obviously, a lot of people who are like veterans of the game believe that 2020 is the best F1 game ever. I don't think it is. I wouldn't even put it in my top 5, and considering I've only played 6 of them, that's quite impressive. You deserve a new wheel. That one line you're taking is a very fast line. You're making time on that one. That reminds me of a thing that Lando Norris got told. It's a very random bit of like wheel knowledge. I remember, I think it might have been 23. I don't think it was the one he won. I think it was when he was with I can't even speak anymore, I'm talking too fast. It's when he was with Daniel Ricciardo, I think, and his engineer said to him, like, that line you're doing, it's really good. And then he was like, what line? I'm not doing anything different. And it's similar to now, because I don't know what I'm doing different. At the end of the day, I'm just following the line. Maybe it's this, but to be fair, it's not fast, it's just the AI are bad at racing, what can I say? You like Kimi Raikkonen? Not anymore. After his latest business adventure, I guess you could call it. But of course, before that, Kimi Raikkonen is my oldest F1 memory. My first and my oldest F1 memory I can remember is Kimi Raikkonen in his 2012 Lotus. And I didn't actually like watch F1 from that point until 2021, but I just have this distinct memory of Kimi Raikkonen driving around in his 2012 Lotus, and it was sunny. I remember it was sunny, so I don't know what track it would be. No idea where Piastri is. He's still leading out in front of Verstappen, so yeah, of course I am on a slower extra stop strategy. So I'm going to be miles behind, but I look like really far behind. Let's go for a dive on my knock-on. He's giving me the gap, he's giving me the braking, so I'll just have it. See you later. Teammate status.
Gap to your teammate ahead, 29.8 seconds.
Oh wow, I'm still not even within a pit stop. F1 2020 deserves #1 game. I just don't... Yeah, I never liked the handling. The line just before the straight, you slightly cut at speed, and it's a great line. Well, I still don't really know what I'm doing different. I'm just following the line, but, you know, maybe that's just instinct, you know? Did you watch the F1 movie? It was low-key gas? I haven't, no. I don't actually know where you can watch it, because I missed it in theatres, and I don't know where I can watch it, like, digitally. But as soon as I will find a way, I will watch it, because I was in denial for a while, because I was like, the plot is terrible. Like, the actual main, like, plot, or not the plot, but the whole, you know, a driver being really old and retired, coming back to help a team win the championship, and not even a very good team, they just somehow win. As far as that's what I know from what I've seen. I could be wrong. Reminds me of Breaking Point 1, but anyway. That plot, I just wasn't really into it, but I reconsidered and thought, hang on a minute, it's Brad Pitt in a Formula 1 film with Hans Zimmer. That just has to be seen. What did Raikkonen do? He started a clothing brand. Well, YouTube, I'm not saying this as like, I'm just saying this because it's information. You know, don't ban me because I just said the word. His business partner is like an open Nazi, and like does all the salutes and, you know, hails, you know, that Austrian painter and all that. Search Kimi Raikkonen Prime. I've seen Kimi Raikkonen's Prime. I have watched every single F1 race ever on F1 TV, and that 2005 season, woo, he really so deserved that championship in 2005. This by a Spanish GP FP1 lap is a 13.5, a second faster than George in Sector 1, a second faster in 2, and 5/10 faster in Sector 3. That might be faster than my lap, although I can't remember what it was. That's actually quite good. You right, boy, man? None of the shots in the movie were simulated, from what I understand. They were all real cars on real tracks. Sent a super chat, but doesn't seem to have come through. I don't see it, so I don't know. That's a bit dodgy, that. Don't see anything. Not sure. 2007 he got his first championship. He did, yes. I'm just saying 2005 he deserved it because of how well he drove. The McLaren let him down though. And he was against Schumacher, so... Although he was against Schumacher and Alonso, which is quite the insane two rivals to have. I mean, you think of it. Kimi Raikkonen had two of the greatest drivers in history as rivals. Nowadays, you just don't see that. I mean, Max Verstappen I consider an all-time great, on the same level as your Schumachers and Alonsos and like Hamiltons. But he's not really a title rival. You know, the current title contenders are Piastri and Lando. I think they're top drivers, but... like, maybe Piastri in the future, but they're just not on the same level right now anyway. So, yeah, to go from Raikkonen, Alonso, Schumacher, Hamilton, Vettel, even like Jenson Button, like the names that were there. Pastor Maldonado. Okay, maybe not so much, but you know what I mean. I think the overall driver quality has dropped quite severely. But, of course, as time goes on, the more money you need, the more money it costs. And a lot of people miss out. I still stand by the opinion that the current drivers are great. But I think there is a whole nother level. I reckon there are drivers equal to Max Verstappen, like 20 of them. And the only reason they're not in F1 is because they can't afford to race. But they don't, like, it's like they don't know that they're the best driver in the world because they've never done it. That kind of thing. Like the talent is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Max Verstappen is kind of an exception though, because he just has that like built in him. Obviously his father was an F1 driver, his mother was like a world karting champion and all of that. And it's a bit like Mick Schumacher kind of, but overall a lot of the drivers is just a lot of money involved. Which is, you know, great. I'm not saying they're like mid. Of course they are still the top, like, you know, 0.00001% of drivers. I'm just saying I think there is way better talent out there that just can't get into motor racing, which is tough. But money makes the world work, so there you go. McLaren's cooking this season? Oh, absolutely. It's so impressive that they have gone from back markers in 2023 to championship winners in 24 constructors, 25 drivers and constructors. How do you go from the slowest car to the fastest car in a year? What's Unk yapping about? I don't know. I don't know anymore, mate. I just like talking. I like talking, I'm not good with words, so I end up just saying a lot of rubbish. And also, you can't call me uncle. I'm only 19. Who do you think is going to win the Drivers' Championship? I think realistically, it just has to be Oscar. He's the better driver. I feel like Baku is going to be just a singular misstep. I feel like Singapore and onwards is going to be back to just being himself, which is winning. And yeah, what I would want to win is Lando or Verstappen. And like I said, don't get me wrong, I really like Piastri. It's just, you know, I was a Verstappen fan for like 3 years. I still am. It's just Jenson Button and Checo are ahead of him, but he's still up there. And also, Norris is British, and obviously I'm British, so I feel like that just kind of makes sense. But I do think it would be Oscar. 19-year-olds used to storm Normandy? They did. What's your point? I would like to get past this Williams ASAP if it would be nice. You think you'll learn without ABS braking? Probably not, no. If I put in the effort to, then yeah, of course, but I don't want to do that, so probably not, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for the people that get triggered by it, I don't give a shit. British or Indian? What in what world do I come off as Indian? To be fair, someone said I was Nigerian the other day. Please come to the inside. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Yes! Thank you! Alex Albon, you're a hero. Watch him pit as well. Okay, no, we're good. If you had a chance, would you be an F1 driver? Of course I would. I feel like any F1 fan would. It's just, there are 3 reasons. 1, I have no money, or I don't have millions. B, I have never driven anything in real life, so I wouldn't have the talent or the ability. C, I can't fit in one. So, there you go. The only thing that I have that you need to have to be an F1 driver, there is one thing that I've got, and that's it. Is like the competitiveness. The whole like I need to win, I hate losing, that kind of thing. That's the only thing I have that an F1 driver has. Everything else, no. 100% Indian reply. Ah, so you think that I'm like pretending to be English, like some kind of spy, but I'm actually like not English. I see. What team would you be in? Well, if I could pick any of them, surely most people would be Ferrari because they're the most iconic. But this might sound really dumb. I'd love to drive for Williams, because I just like Williams. I think I'd want to drive for a British team, so I wouldn't have to, you know, live in Maranello. I'd rather, you know, live in England still, because I can actually understand what others are saying, because I'm too thick to learn Italian. And Williams is probably the closest to where I live, so, yeah. The food's better? I won't even lie, I don't even like Indian food. In Britain, Indian is like the colossal takeaway alongside Chinese. I don't like it. I'd much prefer beans on toast or fish and chips any day. Nice driving? Thanks, mate. Could be better as always, but I'm satisfied with my driving. I can be decently fast, I can be consistent, and, you know, I actually drive in the right direction. And that's what I really care about. It's too spicy. It's not even the spice. I mean, I am that British that I can't stand any form of, like, spice or, like, garnish or whatever you want to call it. Like, say, for example, you do some, like, chicken. You'd put all stuff on it, like your sauces and, you know, your thyme, have like some bay leaves or some paprika or some chili powder or anything like that. I know it's like incredibly basic, but you know what I mean. I would rather have it completely plain. Like when I eat like pasta, which nowadays is like every day, I just have it plain because I don't like anything. So that is how British I am. That's why I don't like Indian, or I don't really like any sort of takeaway because, yeah. Dug yourself a hole early, but you're slowly getting back to the top. I am indeed. I mean, I was always going to do a 3-stop because it's more fun, more action. But yeah, the pace doesn't seem too bad. Indian food is great. Brits hate flavour, so it makes total sense. No. Brits don't hate flavour. I hate flavour. My father, like, would do anything in his power to make sure something has flavour and isn't plain. We are total opposites. And then you say that, but like I said, Indian, Chinese, Turkish are like the 3 massive things that you go out and eat. So, well, again, what's your point? You've said a lot of irrelevant things so far. What team are you racing for in your career? I have a driver career with Haas, which is Cadillac with a livery mod. And I just started a Porsche My Team. My father in British, well, to be fair, father is a word in English. So, again, what are you trying to say? You are the #1 waffler. You're worse than me. Sounded so proper. Well, to be fair, I was brought up in, like, the most, like... Actually, no, it's not the most proper place. You mean proper as in, like, posh, then... That's just for influence. Relevance is obviously the flavour here. No, the flavour's you shutting up. Shouldn't this kid be in school? No, mate, I'm too old for school. Actually, there's no such thing anymore, but you know what I mean. You say bottle of water? Of course I can. There you go. Bottle of water. That ain't even me putting on, that's just how I say it. Bottle of water. There it is.
Okay, no issues with tyre
We don't
wear
like
now.
T's round here, but we love T, but we don't like the letter T. What driving setup am I using? I am using the one of sim racing setups because it's always been my go-to. They might not be very good. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I'd rather use them than the basic one. I'm a proud Australian. I like that. You should be proud of where you're from. A lot of people aren't for some reason. Australia's great though. I feel like every British person wants to go to Australia. And I'm no exception. Who's your favourite racer? By far Sergio Perez. Then second will be Jenson Button. And then third Max Verstappen, probably. America has finished as a country. Never been back. I've never been. Very far away. I don't like going anywhere that isn't more than, 30 miles. If it's more than 30 miles, I stay away. Well, this race is flying by, to be fair. We're already on lap 23. Just over a third of the way through. On the medium tyre, 16 seconds behind Piastri. Although I'm pretty sure he hasn't pitted yet. because 16 seconds is quite a large gap. I hope for my sake he hasn't pitted yet. Teammate status.
Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 17.0 seconds.
Well, it's not.
Mediums. They're in first. And the time last lap is 1:37.3.
Thanks for the info. Senna and Schumacher are both legends. I agree. Do you think Senna is better than Schumacher? It's a good question. I think this might sound really dumb, but I think Schumacher was better in like consistency, but I think Senna had a higher peak.
The car behind's gaining on you by 0.5 a lap.
I'm American, things are not looking good. I don't know anything about anything to do with America, to be fair. You're very well spoken. Am I, though? I keep stuttering like crazy. Although, when English is the only language you know, you might as well be good at it, you know what I mean? I do find it quite funny that I used to know most of Spanish, and then I genuinely forgot all of it. It's crazy how you can just forget. I wouldn't say I was fluent, but I could, like, you know, form sentences and speak to other Spanish people. And now I just ain't got a clue. Crazy. Who do you think deserved the 2021 championship? I feel like you can't really give your opinion on it unless you think it's both. It definitely was both. The way it ended, I don't really give a shit because at that time, I didn't really like Hamilton, and I loved Max Verstappen. He was by far my favourite. So, of course, I was over the moon when Michael Massey did his, you know, little bit of tomfoolery. Looking back at it now, it is obviously not the best way to handle it, I guess. But I always trigger, you know, Hamilton fans or general fans or people think that that was wrong. I always just say, if Hamilton pitted under the safety car, I would have won. Which I know is like a wet thing to say, but it's true. But it's definitely both. They both drove to win a championship, which is why they went into that race on equal points. So yeah, whoever won, if it was reversed, Verstappen was winning, and Hamilton got a safety car and he won on the last lap, I've been devastated. But looking back at it now, I'd be like, well, yeah, he deserved it. There you go. If 20 people are driving for 2 hours, at least 1 or 2 have had tinkled themselves each race. Oh, absolutely. I do not believe that you're telling me that these lot are driving around these circuits and they're not at least weeing themselves a little bit. They definitely are. Do you know any French? I don't know. Well, I could say welcome to the French Grand Prix because Pierre Gasly told me that was Bienvenue au Grand Prix de France, but that's about it. Lewis for sure in 2021 had Mercedes based off of fresh tyres. To be fair, people do say if Hamilton had pitted, they would have not resumed the race, which I think's dumb. But obviously, it's hindsight and just making stuff up. I don't know. It was a shit way to end the season, but I don't really care. Like I said, because I wanted Verstappen to win at all costs. Max won fair and square. Max won fair. Well, yeah. I believe that. At the end of the day, Max put on new tyres, Max overtook Hamilton, Max won the race. It's obviously people get a little bit insensitive when, the way it all unfolded with, only letting some of the lapped cars pass and things like that, but I don't really give a shit. So, plus it was 5 years ago and people still care. So anyway, next topic. Had enough of waffling about that. We've got Charles Leclerc in front of me. On old hards, I had to guess. So, should be an easy pass. F1 Crib is one of the best F1 YouTubers I've seen. That's quite remarkable, really. I wouldn't even put myself in the same, hemisphere as some of the others, but I appreciate you think that way. Let's have Charlie. Bye, Charlie. Is that even tyre difference? I don't even think so. There is a tyre difference, but it's not much. And I'm going to extend by 1 because I feel like it. I'm not a political person, but I see how bad things are getting. Yeah, I'm just sort of ignoring any political comments because it's always what happens. Someone starts with something political, someone misinterprets something, and then your career's done. Because it's happened to so many people before, and it ain't happening to me. I didn't even realise the PlayStation screen on. Let's turn that off. You might want to change the position of the headset to a little back so you won't get that gamer bone dent. I've already got one, mate. I've worn a headset for like 4 hours a day, every day, since I was like 6. I have a headset dent, and it's quite severe. EA was bought by a Saudi Arabian company. I saw that. It's the same people that own Newcastle United. I don't think it means anything. I feel like they're still going to be just as greedy, and they're going to make the same shit games. It's just, I guess, rather than it being Swiss, it's now Saudi Arabian. Well, there is a Swiss. I'm pretty sure EA's Swiss from English, from Switzerland, right? Not sure. You still going to buy EA games? I don't really buy games. I just have free ones. I'm trying to think of EA games I own, other than obviously F1. Well, there isn't really an EA game, they just publish it, but it technically is. No, probably just the F1 games, and of course only if I'm still doing what I'm doing now. If I wasn't playing streaming by next year, then I probably wouldn't buy it, no. Oh, you know, I'll come in. Not even because, like, I hate EA's greed. EA just makes shit games. Do you only do F1 videos or something else? Yeah. I used to do about 7 different things, but it got just way too much. And F1 is the only game, or series of games, I guess you could say, that I've been able to play. I mean, I've been playing, like I said, 4 or 5 years now. And I've been making content for, I think, 2 years. And I've never been, like, bored. I had that, like, 4 or 5 month break this year, but that wasn't even a break. That was because when Sergio Perez got dumped out of F1, my passion for F1 and my interest was just nothing, because there wasn't any driver or team that I cared about, so therefore I didn't really care about the racing. But yeah, I've tried to make content on other games, mainly just all of the big free ones, your Fortnites, your Apex Legends, your Call of Duties, because that's just what I used to play, and I just hated it after 2 weeks, so I've always just stuck with F1. And I know F1 is extremely unpopular, well, the game is, at least, apart from the select few that keep banging it, fair play to them. And I know that my chances aren't very good with this game, but it's the game I love playing, so I'm going to keep doing it. How much did your setup cost? Do you want me to include, like, are you talking about just the sim? Or, like, everything I've got? Because the sim, probably about £400. The entire thing, to probably about £3 grand. But it's £3 grand over the course of 11 years, so it's a lot, but when you span it over that much time, because obviously my setup was just shit, and then I've just slowly upgraded it as I've, you know, got a bit more money. I love your F1 videos, keep doing them. Well, to be fair, I wouldn't really call this a video, it's all of a stream, but thank you. I do hope to upload a video soon. I'm currently working on a video which is making Hamilton a world champion with Ferrari. It's just, usually my videos you can see on my channel, I would just do a career mode for 45 minutes and then upload that. There it is, bosh. But I know that's just not good enough anymore. Well, it never really was for the last sort of 4 years. Apart from, you know, Arava and maybe Tia McMarduk, who are just big in general. If you're trying to grow a channel on F1, I don't think you could just keep doing career mode. Although I say that, I've seen loads of career modes that have banged compared to mine. Like, when I say banged, I mean, like, getting, like, 500 views, whereas mine would struggle to break 200. And I thought one was really cool with Senna, but, yeah, that should be good. One reason why another YouTuber still looks amazing? Yeah, it looks pretty good. It'll always be improved, which is always the plan. For as long as I do this for, I will just keep, upgrading it, and then, of course, when that time comes, I can't just sit here and, you know, stream. I'll probably end up selling it all, which is quite, you know, hopefully that day doesn't come. But, yeah, it's pretty good, you know, we've got the triple monitor setup, we've got, you know, 2 PCs, one of them was an absolute steal because to build it would cost about $1,000, but I got it for like 400, it was ridiculous, and that was my main PC for about 4 years, and then I, custom built the one I'm currently streaming and playing on. That was my biggest investment. As we go around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda. Just iceberg some soft poo is when you shit so much it sticks out of the water. Round of applause for just presenting that information. Use PlayStation? Yeah. Quid indeed, quids. I use PlayStation more than this. This is just to do my F1 stuff and maybe play, like, the odd PC-only game, but... yeah, I'm on my PlayStation other than that. Is it hard to drive without traction control? It's always going to be difficult if you're just turning it off, but I've had traction control off since 2023, so you just sort of get used to it, you know? I remember when I first turned it off, I thought the car was, like, not difficult to drive, but it felt, like, wrong. In my head, I thought as soon as I get to the exit of a corner, like there, I should be able to just ping it and go. But nowadays, I much prefer the sort of, like, control that you do, like the throttle control and, like, balancing all the throttle and the traction and obviously just, you know, driving the car like how it's meant to be driven. Around the outside of Kimi Antonelli. I should have, you know, crashed into him, to be fair, as revenge for rocking me twice in quali, although, to be fair, I did still get pole, so not bad. I'm from India, I've got a question. What position did you get for qualifying? That's coincidental, I just said it. Yeah, I got pole position. I got blocked by Antonelli in Sector 2, lost about 0.3 of a second, and I was still on pole by about 0.2. So, obviously, you add in the bit I lost, I probably could have out-qualified second, which was Piastri, by about half a second, which is pretty good. However, in race pace, it seems like, well, I can't tell, really, because I am catching, but at the same time, I'm on a completely different strategy. Piastri is just doing a 1 or 2 stop, I don't actually know, I think it's a 2 stop, whereas I'm doing a 3 stop, and this is my, my second stop, so I'm going to be quite far behind. Why has my chat just stopped scrolling? Best live stream to watch while taking a dump at work. Okay, let's just hope that my stream isn't equal to taking a shit, because that'd be bad. To be fair though, I've had to, you know, I've had the shits for the last day, and I must have gone about 10 times. You do just chuck on a live stream.
Oscar is into the pit lane.
That's what I've done at least. Who's your favourite driver now and all time? On the current grid, probably Verstappen. All time, Checo, followed by Jenson Button. So, Checo, Button, Verstappen in that order. Although, don't get me wrong, I like pretty much every driver. I mean, maybe apart from Kimi because of his, Kimi Räikkönen because of his little business venture. But yeah, I know a lot of people. They like, you know, they love or hate drivers because of like their personality and things. I just don't go into like that level of like deepness. You know, pretty much every driver is just sort of chill and like normal. So what could you dislike about them? Like, what do people dislike about drivers? Because I don't see it. I like all of them. Which wheel am I using? I'm using a Thrustmaster open wheel add-on. It's a strange name, but that's just what it's called. They should have just called it like open wheel, because that's what it is. It's an open wheel for open wheel racing. But the add-on, I suppose it's called an add-on because obviously you just buy it standalone. I think you can get it in a bundle with the wheelbase. I think that's what I got in like 2021. But I suppose it's called add-on because you just add it on to your wheelbase, but it's still a dumb one. Stroll, you know, I like Stroll. He's a crap driver. Well, he's good on his day, but I like him. Again, like, like, he might, you know, be a bit aggressive sometimes, but, you know, I just don't see, I just don't get into that level where I just start disliking and hating drivers. I could say I don't like Russell, but it isn't like that. I don't dislike him because of him. I just like to see him do bad because it's funny. But, yeah. Here comes Alonso. My engine seems really slow. I mean, I'm running high downforce, but it's the same as what everyone else is using. Actually, no, it's a little bit higher, so I suppose that makes sense, but holding position on the straights is turning out to be quite tricky. Bro is not using a wheel? Am I not? Oh, well, I guess I'm not using a wheel. Okay, never mind. You heard it here first, everyone. I'm not using a wheel. In the rain, he's good. Yeah, for some reason in the rain, he turns into prime Ayrton Senna. So, yeah, I don't know why that is, but, you know, Portugal 2020 got that pole position. Germany 2019, I remember it was really good. Obviously, Baku 2017. I can't believe that was 2017. I thought it was 2018. But of course, it was when Ricciardo won. Stroll was second, and Bottas got him on the line. I feel like Stroll has been, like, harassed. Harassed might be a strong word, but yeah, with all, like, the media going at him, social media going at him for all this time, he just can't be bothered anymore. That's my theory anyway, probably completely wrong. Come on, past Piastri, that's the aim. You're looking forward to the race this weekend. I am unbelievably excited because it's like the first race in ages that I'm actually going to watch. Now, is there a move on Piastri here? There might be. Oh, it's a bit tight. Can we fit two? Yeah, we can fit two cars. And I've got the grip. And we're through. Decent move. Of course, I do have one stop left, but if I can get ahead of Hamilton and then build a bit of a gap before I do stop, then we should be looking pretty. But yeah, I watched Baku, I watched all of that race, but overall I haven't really watching races. Whereas this weekend I'm probably going to end up watching everything, which is what I used to do. I mean, at the start of this year, I was doing basically 3 weeks straight of staying up all night and sleeping all day, and just streaming watch-alongs of like the Australian, Chinese and Japanese Grand Prix. And through goes Lando Norris, or Fat Crib, on the Lewis Hamilton. The roles have been reversed.
Nice move. Good job.
Now I want to try and build a gap. Let's see if I can do it. Yes, I'm back in your stream. Welcome back, fuckboy. I don't say fuckboy, does it? I can't read. I don't know what it says. It's a crazy name. How do they let you have that name? Anyways. I am back, yes! The legend himself, or themself. Hugo, it's back.
Focus on the driving.
Thank you again for the donations yesterday, because that was massive. I should do 100% races more often. So the way you can risk a 2-stop. Well, I have one more stop left, which is going to be on lap 42. I'm going on to the hards until the end, so... yeah, that should be good, but... I think I said it to someone else. If I have the gap near the end, I'll just put on some softs or something, have some fun. Who's the best F1 team? Well, it has to be McLaren, because they are the best, right? Surely. Seems like Piastri's cleared Hamilton as well. Now, see, this is the thing. Piastri's going to the end, whereas I've got one more stop left. So I need to try and be quicker than Piastri, but I won't lie, I don't think I will be. I think it's what it's going to come down to is whether Piastri's tyres wear enough. After all, it is 30-odd laps. So there's no way there's 30 laps on one set of hards. No way. Surely... I don't know. It's going to come down to the end either way. I think Verstappen is going to be aggressive this weekend because he had a shot at the championship. Your thoughts? I'll be honest, I don't think he cares enough to, like, be hyper-aggressive. Because he's already won 4 of them. He's already said himself, like, he just sort of, even if he's P10 or P1, he's just sort of driving the car. I think he might be a little bit more aggressive, but it's such an, like, unbelievable outshot that he's going to win the championship. Like, it's, I wouldn't even say it's 1%, I'd say it's less than that of a chance. But I don't know, I'm not him. I hope he's more aggressive, that'd be fun. And Hugo with another Euro. Rhythm. Thank you, mate. That's very kind. What difficulty am I on? I'm on 110, my friend. What is the gap to Verstappen? 13.6. And it seems to have a lot of pace over Piastri as well, which is nice. What time is it for you? It's currently 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm in the BST time zone. So your favourite driver is Lando, am I right? No, actually. I'm just driving as Lando because he won the last year's Grand Prix, which is what I'll probably do for the next race. I'll just drive as the previous winner. No, Lando isn't even like my top 10 favourite drivers. It's Checo, Jenson Button, Max Verstappen, Leclerc, Mark Webber, Daniel Ricciardo, probably Alonso, Behrman, then probably Lando. I like Lando a lot, and if I could pick, I'd want him to win this current championship because he's British, but yeah, there's a lot of drivers I prefer, but he's alright, yeah. Not my favourite, though. It's 7 in the morning for me. You see, I try to stream at 1 PM every day, and I always get surprised when there's so many people from around the world that are tuning in, when for them it's like really early in the morning. Because it's like, surely my stream is interrupting your most likely busy days. And this isn't meant to be insulting in any way, but I've never woke up at like 6 or 7 AM and just started watching a streamer. That's a lie, I have actually. No, I definitely have. No, forget what I just said. I don't do it daily, but you know, if there's like an event going on, then yeah, I would. No Hamilton? No, probably not. I will say though, I've never disliked him, but he was not really, I didn't really sort of care like where he finished or what he got up to. And that was in like 21 and 22, but since then, maybe it's because of Roscoe, because, you know, I love dogs and Roscoe was really, you know, cute and cuddly and fat and chubby and he was really cool. But I like Hamilton a lot now, to the point where I actually want him to win. I never really cared if he won. And sometimes I'd pray on his downfall because it'll be really funny in the media, but now I want him to win. Like, not the championship. Well, yeah, the championship would be cool, but I mean just win a race. Because, yeah. been a tough old year. Because like everyone's gonna like and dislike people. Of course, people hate me, people like me. I hate loads of people. But at the end of the day, I know how Hamilton feels about Roscoe because I've had it with 6 other animals. So I feel like that sort of there's a bit of resonation going on. Do you know what I mean? Is that the word, resonate? I don't know. Hi from Singapore. Hello, mate. The F1 world is coming to you in like a day. Actually, it's already there. Do you use any assist to set the racing line? I do. I use ABS, but that's it. I say, but that's it. To be fair, there's not really any others, but yeah. I've got the important ones on. Who do you think's going to win the race this weekend? I think it will be Oscar Piastri. I feel like he's going to return to form and sort of just win. And if he does win, I reckon he'll probably solidify himself as world champion. Not mathematically, but it would take a colossal Lando Norris level bottle job to lose it from his position. Why the Piastri hate? There is no Piastri hate. I like him a lot. It's just every driver currently competing, I either prefer them or they're English. So I've been looking for your channel for a few days. I've got a sub so I don't lose you again. I mean, this could be completely coincidental, but you have RL in your name. Did you happen to see one of my really old Rocket League shorts? That's a whole, like, era ago. But I'm glad you found me again. I think Hamilton is still getting used to the new team and getting the feel of the car. I completely agree. I mean, no one really knows what the difference is between the Mercedes from all of the years, but you've got to think that, you know, from 2013 until 2024, so 11 years, or technically 12, Hamilton has been in the same team, the same sort of workings, the same behaviour of car. It might not be, but I imagine it's sort of similar. And he's got that familiarity. And then he's going to not only a new team, but it's, you know, a new language. It's a new car, it's a new teammate, it's new everything. So, after spending that long in one team, there is going to be an adjustment period. I don't think it would take this long for a driver like Hamilton, but he'll get it soon, you know. He'll understand it soon enough. I'm now over halfway through. Your stream shows up on my For You page. It does that for loads of people, which is the massive advantage to short streaming, is I can sort of just not force people, but like indirectly people see my channel by just scrolling. And it's like, I don't know how many people are watching right now, but I guarantee half of them might not even know what Formula 1 is. It's just, yeah, because of shorts and the way shorts work, a lot of you probably found me just by scrolling. I do Rocket League based content, just watch them. What rank were you GC1? I've got to GC2 since, but yeah, I only play it once a month now and it's usually just thinking about. I do have another channel called RL Crim that I did a lot of like proper good Rocket League videos on, but just, it's like with Rocket League, it's the same with every other game or piece of content. I tried to make content on fishing, I've tried to make content on darts, which is like my favourite sport other than F1, and nothing, like usually after about a month or so, I just get so fed up and bored of like making the videos, because even though some of them might be successful, there's just no like passion. Whereas with this, I could do this, I mean I have done for the last like 3 weeks, I could do this every day, and I never feel bored. I might get a bit of burnout, but I never feel bored, which is the main thing. 100 viewers, that's very good. I mean, considering 3 weeks ago I'd be lucky to get 2, yeah. And I'll quite happily share this secret. It's not really a secret, but a lot of YouTubers gatekeep by what helps them out. If you're like me, and you're just streaming, and you're getting like 2 viewers, this might not work, I don't know, but all I did is, in my short stream, which is what you're not watching on now, I put hashtag shorts in my description. It sounds so dumb, but that's all I did. I went from getting, you know, on the short side, a couple hundred views a stream, to now getting, you know, tens of thousands, and it's been unbelievable. So there's a little Top Gear top tip. I got bored of Fortnite about 2 years ago. Obviously I played Fortnite when it first came out and it was massive, like I'm pretty sure everyone did, but I haven't played that game for about 3 years, I think. Yeah, I think it's about 3 years. The last time I played Fortnite was Chapter 2, Season 3, I think. Don't know what it is now. Lap 41, the gap to Oscar is staying exactly the same. Actually, it's coming down a little bit, which isn't great because I've still got 1 more stop left, which means I'm going to have to find probably about 20 seconds of race time over Piastri if I want to win this race. Also, don't count out Max Verstappen as well. I don't know how he's got himself in that position, but I don't think he's pitted yet. I actually don't think he has. So I have been catching him quite quickly, so is Piastri, so we should pass him. This is quite satisfying to watch. I feel like this is going to sound strange, but I enjoy watching people that have the racing line on rather than off. Maybe because I use it too, but also I really find it satisfying trying to stay as close to the line as possible. And like, if I stay dead center throughout a corner, I find it like really, really satisfying. That's a bit weird, but yeah. What track is this? This is Singapore. Probably in my top 5 favorite tracks because, well, it's a street track. I love all street tracks. Yeah, all of them. I love Baku. I love Saudi Arabia. I love Singapore, I love Australia, which might not look like it, but it is a street track. Not Miami, though. Miami can, you know, sod off, but Monaco's also fantastic. And then, yeah, I'd have all of those in my favourites, and then my absolute favourite is Spa, which is quite funny, because it's just the furthest thing from a street track there. I don't know, I just get on with street tracks well. Maybe it's because, you know, Checo Perez is my favourite driver, and he's the, you know, the master of street tracks. Most successful driver at Baku. He's won at Singapore and Monaco. I don't know if that's why, but I love a street track. Are we? Oh, I didn't know that. Not too many turns. It's just a decent amount. But they're very nice corners. There's only 1 or 2 that I really just don't like driving around, but apart from that, they're all nice. Going manual transmission is more fun. I agree. It's just, it takes too much concentration from me, and I end up crashing and missing chat, so... If I'm playing by myself, like offline, which I rarely do nowadays, when I do, on the off chance, I do have it on manual. And I will agree, it's more fun. You sound like the broadcaster? That's another person to add to the list that have said I sound like a broadcaster / commentator. I don't know why. You know, that's actually a good thing. I think that's a good thing to be compared to, or sound like, because that's a genuine, like, serious thing that I would like to be employed in. Be a commentator or a broadcaster. I'd love to do that. I prefer the former Singapore. I think I do too, you know. I recently watched Hamilton's 2018 pole up, of course, like that one of the best laps in history. And here, I really missed that like tunnel section. You had to be so precise, and it was just good fun. Here we go then. Pit stop numero 3. Onto the hard tyres. Max is staring into my soul. Oh, I forgot. I thought, hang on, Max Verstappen's in my chat.
That stop wasn't great, we lost some time there.
He reads chat in straights. I do, and then I crash because I try and do it in the corners as well. I use manual except ABS because I'm a controller. Well, I use ABS and I'm on a wheel, so yeah.
Through to the end now.
I've done that. Oh wow, okay. That's put a damper on things. But I don't think I'm going to be winning anymore. I know, like, it is against the rules, but that's a bit harsh, in my opinion. You and Ice Cream Man are my favourite streamers. I don't know who Ice Cream Man is. I do like ice cream though. Oh, I never heard of that guy. Ooh, very close to the wall. Good fun. Fastest sector 2, which is excellent news. Excellent news. I should be able to sort of just kind of push flat out until the end now. And I'm going to bloody have to if I've got a 10-second penalty. I feel like if I'd done a 2-stop like everyone else, I think winning, even with the penalty, was possible. But since I did the extra stop as well, not so much anymore. But, well, you know, we'll give it a good crack. How did you get the livery? It's a mod on overtake.gg that just replaces the McLaren one. It's the Senna McLaren one from Monaco last year. Very well made, very good. You like cabbage? It's alright. I much prefer like alternatives like broccoli and lettuce, but it's not awful. Alex Albon sets the fastest lap.
Albon's just put up the fastest lap of the race.
I think I can beat that quite easily, to be fair. That's only a tenth faster than my best lap, and I'm on my best lap now. Is there a reason you still use the racing line? Well, yeah, because I need it to brake. There you go. I can do half the tracks around the racing line, but to be honest, I just choose not to. I was very surprised by how quickly I learned. I did Melbourne and China. It was my first time doing English, racing with the line off. And I was very impressed by how, well not impressed, but surprised by how quickly I sort of picked it up. So I remember the first time I turned it off, obviously I was all over the place. I was braking too late, I was braking too early. I had no real perspective on like how good the brakes were and when to brake. But within the space of maybe 10 minutes, I was only a second slower than my normal time, which you might think that's a lot of time, but yeah, considering I'd never done it before, and I think now at Melbourne, I'm still about half a second off, and China, I'm near enough the same actually.
Russell has the lead.
But I'm still like, you know, putting my foot down and saying I'm not turning off the line, so...
No need to worry about
Even if I did learn every track, I'd still keep it on. I'll try and remember the braking points, because I just don't want to. Quite simple as, really. But Australia, like I said, I can drive out the racing line consistently. I still choose to put the line on, because I enjoy it. And unfortunately, there are loads and loads of people, maybe not you, but it sounds like it, that are seriously bothered by it. And it's a shame, really, because you'll be having a really good stream, like now, for example, and there's always some bad eggs that ruin it, and they just like... I don't know why people care so much. At the end of the day, I paid for this game, I'll play it however I want. If you don't like it, stop watching me, but obviously that's not directed at you, that's directed at the people that really hate the fact I use it. Like Brussels sprouts, I love Brussels sprouts. It's quite stereotypical. I don't know if it's worldwide or if it's just England, but it's stereotypical here at least, where like we hate Brussels sprouts, but I love Brussels sprouts. .5-second gap to Verstappen. Still got like 15 odd laps left. So, depending how good my pace stays, might be a P2 on. P2 is the main objective, because look at Piastri in the bottom left. He is yonks ahead of everyone else. Like, he's gone. Obviously, if we want equal strategies and I didn't have a 10-second penalty, I'd probably win, but I chose the 3-stopper, so this is the consequence of it. I don't care if you use it, I personally find it hard to drive with the racing line. I'm faster without it. But I don't play F1, mostly A. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. If I play any other racing game I play, I do play a couple others. I played Gran Turismo 7, now I'm on PC, I obviously can't. And I play Assetto Corsa. I use the line off on those games because they're like proper games, you know, they're like proper simulator games. Whereas this, to me, is just arcade and a dick about. So, this game for me is more for the fun of it, whereas Assetto Corsa, Gran Turismo kind of, maybe in the future like iRacing, I treat those as like serious, so those games I have to line off, but yeah, this I just don't. I've never heard someone say they're faster without it. That is very impressive. Respect to you. I like the racing line, been using it for years on all racing games, got me #1 on Need for Speed Shift. Yeah, see, I'm going to say congratulations to you, because that's really cool. However, the issue I was facing is that I put in a really good lap time, and then people will discredit it because they'll say you're just following the line. Then I argue, but I'm still the one driving. I know it's a completely different argument, but it's like when people say, like, oh, Hamilton or Verstappen or whoever only won because they have the best car. It's like, yeah, they did have the best car, but they still have to go and drive it. So, yeah, well done. That's pretty cool. I've never played Need for Speed. Actually, no, I have. I played Need for Speed Heat. That was the only one I played. That was really good, but, yeah, not much of that kind of driving game, like, kind of player, you know? Play without the racing line? No. Did I just set a new fastest lap? I think I did. And look at this. We have got 2 cars in front of us. We have got the Max Verstappen and the Charles Leclerc. And there is still a lot of laps left. I'm pretty much going to have to outpace these lot by a second a lap. That is the level we're at right now, if I want to finish second. Which is obviously a lot.
5 seconds.
And Hugo with another Euro. The rhythm is outrageous. Thank you again. Last F1 game I played was 21. It's just a bit too arcadish for me. That's exactly what I mean, though. Like I was saying, I don't see this game as a proper simulator. So that's why I don't treat it as one. I treat it as entertainment and a dick about. Like, my career modes aren't about winning. It's about just, you know, enjoying it and just playing the game because it's fun. But obviously, other games, I treat them differently. I feel like, to be fair, I feel like this game should be at like a simulator level, but Codemasters and EA just don't do it for some reason. There's so many problems with it. And I know like it's like the mainstream F1 game, so they're trying to tailor it to like all players, but I do wish sometimes that this game was full out like proper simulator, like iRacing level, but with F1 cars, because that could be really cool. Imagine how good the esports scene would be if like it was proper. They call Hamilton a car merchant as if someone could win with a slow car. That's exactly what my point was. Has anyone ever won a championship with the third best car or worse than that? It's always either the best or nearly the best. There might be a couple like outliers, there's always gonna be, but overall, it's always just who's got the best car. Now I'd love to dive bomb Leclerc here, I'm gonna dump all my overtake, yep, I'm close enough. He's gone to the inside, should be an easy pass, we're gonna brake pretty late, lovely job. So we'll pass Leclerc, so hopefully I'm gonna target a P3 finish, because of course I have to finish 10 seconds ahead of Leclerc, but a P2 would obviously be nice. You're awesome at this game, thank you, Chris. I mean, I should be, given how long I've played it. And obviously, I can always get faster, I can always be better, but I'm very satisfied with how quick I currently am, and yeah, it's good enough for me. What rig do you have? It's a Thrustmaster. The good old T300. Is it Fanatic or Fanatec? I never know how you pronounce it, but yeah, that brand is a little bit out of my price bracket. And to be fair, I think I asked a few days ago, if I had a Fanatec, I'm just going to put Fanatec because that sounds right. If I had a Fanatec rig, like, you know, the $1 to $2 grand stuff, I know there is cheaper, but that's like the stuff you see with other creators in F1, like the esports drivers. Would I actually gain an improvement in performance? Like right now, I've got sort of like a, I'd say mid-range, like setup. Like not solid setup with all this stuff, but like the rig is like very middle ground. But and obviously I'm in like a swivel chair and everything. If I had a proper like rig, like a frame, and you know, pedals that don't move about on the carpet, and a really expensive setup, would I actually go faster? Because I don't think I would. Did they really use the same car for the whole season? Well, yeah, it's the same car, but of course they constantly upgrade it, and they change it, like, hundreds and hundreds of times, but I suppose you could say, yeah, it's technically the same car. I also got a T300, recently just upgraded to a Moser KS. I've never heard of Moser. 3D printed adapter. We're getting the Simulab pedals. An R12 in a couple months. It's more for the realism. Is your rig force feedback? Oh yes, absolutely. The pedals are the best for being better at the game, and faster users will have better brake feel. The base is just for the... You see, I think my whole like rig is pretty much just sort of... I won't say bog standard, but like, yeah. I feel like the T300 is one of the most popular choices. And so is my pedals and my wheel. I still don't know what my pedals are. I think they're just some random Thrustmaster ones, but... yeah, I just feel like if I had a $2 grand rig, like, look at the thing that Thom's got. Like, if you know Thom and you look at his setup, he's got like a full-on model of a car that he sits in with the most expensive stuff. I feel like if I had that, it'd feel more real, but I wouldn't go any faster. So, I don't think I'll be upgrading my setup much. I'll probably like, you know, either get a new wheel with the one I've already got, or like an upgrade to that, but that's probably about it. Let's go for the move on Verstappen, should be quite simple. That it is. And we've got exactly 10 laps left. I've been building up tension here, there's 10 laps left. Or 11, but 10. And I've got a 10-second penalty, so the absolute brain boxes amongst us will come to the conclusion that I need to be a second a lap faster than Verstappen to take home this P2. So let's see if I can do it. Lando is better? Better than who exactly? I think Lando's the 4th best driver on the car. Actually, no, 5th. I think Verstappen's 1st, Piastri 2nd, Russell 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Norris 5th. So he's better than the other 15. Although maybe he wouldn't be better if they were in a McLaren like he was. I'm not too sure. That sounds like I'm having a dig at Lando. I do think Lando is still up there in the top of drivers.
Good job.
You'll get a better feeling if you use costly setups. It may make you go hundredths of a second faster. You would be so honest, it gives you a way better feel. Just wondering, do you kiss that cutout at night? Looks like it's got wear and tear. Well, it might not have got wear and tear because I have kicked the shit out of it a few times and it's been there for 3 years. But no, I don't. No, I don't have like romantical dates with it. No, I don't think that. No, that's weird. You gotta ignore his gaze laying in your bed. To be fair, I have actually woken up in the middle of the night, and sometimes I think he's a person, like an actual person, standing in the corner of my room because my brain isn't like fully aware. But no, none of that. That's a bit of a weird thing to say, really, isn't it? Yeah, I know the answer's going to be like the feel and the realism and all that, but I just never understood why the Fanatechs can charge so much money for something that in principle does exactly the same as what I've got now. Well, I suppose you could say that about anything, really. I mean, yeah. Shout out to my ice cream shop. It's called... Oh shit! See, look what you made me do. Yeah, Leclerc, move, don't care. Why did I do that? What an absolute idiot. You know, okay, I'll do this, right. You lot decide. Am I allowed to use a flashback? You can make it up. I'll let you lot decide, because if I use one, people start. If I don't use one, no one cares. So I'd let you lot. So, yeah, just say like yes or no, if I'm allowed to use one. Okay, I'm seeing more yeses, so I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. To be fair, it's my first flashback in 53 laps. You can let me have one. Alright, cheers, you lot. I know how trigger-happy people get when I use one. It's like, oh, time to rage bait. To be fair, all the comments about like my racing line and my flashback usage, it's purely just rage bait, and I keep falling for it. Everyone here sucks at racing. I definitely do. Although, to be fair, that wasn't being bad at racing. That's because, once again, I'm trying to re-chat while driving. And it's just, yeah, really tough. It's Isabella. To be fair, your name is Isabella. Hello, Isabella. I'm not going anywhere near quick enough right now to get 10 seconds ahead of a strap-on. So I'm now looking for Charlie, but obviously if I can get that 10 seconds, I will. It's just looking a tad bit unlikely. Yep. Don't worry, KS. I got that joke. That's why I didn't read it. I'm usually quite slow when it comes to jokes and like plays on words, but no, I got that one. Yeah, that is true, Justin. I am guaranteed a top 4, which I'm reasonably satisfied with, to be fair. Considering I'm losing about 35 seconds of race time through an unnecessary extra pit stop at a 10-second penalty, it's not too bad. But I do think I can quite easily get ahead of Leclerc. Leclerc I'll definitely be. We're on for a P3 here. Quite similar to Checo in 2022, remember? When he was leading and Leclerc was behind him and he got that penalty for the safety car infringement and his engineer was like, right, let's disappear from Leclerc, and he gapped him to like 10 seconds. That's kind of what I'm doing, except rather than being first and second, it's second and fourth, and I'm not Perez or in a Red Bull, I'm Norris in a McLaren. But you get the point. Are you going to stream tomorrow? Definitely should be, yeah. If I wake up early enough, that is. Sleeping is by far my favourite thing, you can probably tell. Yeah, so, yeah, I should be. There is a practice tomorrow. I think what I'm going to try and do is do a watch-along of practice, like in real life, which is what I used to do. And then, in between that, do a career mode, like probably a Porsche, like my team, and then watch the other practice. So, I don't know, I'll figure out tomorrow. My schedule right now is I try and stream every day at 1 PM, but that isn't concrete. It's basically just whatever I feel like doing, which is probably not the best way to approach it, but it's like, I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, or even later today, in terms of content. I don't know if I'm going to continue working on my documentary style video I'm doing, or if I'm gonna, make some shorts, or if I'm gonna prepare for tomorrow's stream. I don't know, but I should be live, to answer your question. Are you gonna watch FP1? I should do, yeah. Although, to be fair, it's very late, because it's Singapore, so I think for me it's gonna be late at night, which will work to my favour, because it means I can do my career mode at a normal time, and then just watch practice. Like, stream that as well. Maybe Verstappen gets a DNF, that would be an ideal situation. I think I'd rather Piastri get a DNF, because then I beat him, and beating your teammate is all that matters. I've got a pretty interesting question. Me and a friend have money on this. I need to start, reading messages in my head and then say it out loud, rather than just saying it out loud. Luckily, I did stop myself from reading something crazy. What rule do I have? I have a Thrustmaster Open new add-on.
Our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
And yeah, the T300 is the base, the thing that makes the desk shake and makes it feel like you're really there. Can you please answer the question? No. What is wrong with you? Blue flag! Blue fucking flag! Wasn't it Vettel that said that? I mean, I get a bit of DRS, to be fair. We didn't answer, we both have 50... Why would... So you both agreed $50, $50 to go and ask some random fat bloke on the internet the most outrageous question I've ever heard in my life. Could you not have picked, anyone else? Because I stand by what I said. I'm not answering that, because that's just disturbing. I'm going to have trouble, shifting that thought from my mind now. Crazy how you'll show a kid playing race car games. It's not even that. It's just... It's not even trolling. It's just disturbing. What makes you think of that? That is outrageous. 4.7. I'm hoping Verstappen gets stuck behind them back markers because that'll gain me maybe a second. This is still kind of possible. There's 5 laps left. And the gap is 5 seconds. Gonna have to push even harder and find an extra, like, 2 tenths a lap. This game seems cool. Keep it up. It is very cool. I love this game. It is quickly going up the list of my favourite games to play. Like, of all time. It's already in the top 10. And I reckon the more I play it, it will keep going up. You alright, Fathom? I butchered that. And Peter, welcome to the stream. Pretty crap timing because we're nearly done here, but welcome either way. At this point, we just need a 1 or 2. Can't you just, like, spin a wheel or something? You know, I've got a way to resolve this. Alexa, 1 or 2. So thick. Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 2. Bitch, I wasn't done talking. Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 2. There's your answer. Thank you very much. Alexa, stop. Shut up. Don't DOS me, please. Thank you. The more he plays, the more it goes up. That seems like it's got a crazy undertone, but that is true. The more I play this game, the more I love it. And the more it continues to go up with my favourite games. I think Halo 3 will always be the top, but this is up there. iRacing? I haven't played iRacing yet. I will eventually, but can't really be arsed right now, to be honest. .2, he's stuck behind the back markers. I was going to get a PS5, but now considering a PC, just by the modding ability. Also, I already have many Steam games. Yeah, that was like the main appeal. Like, I had this PC, and I did like build it for the purpose of what I'm doing now, like streaming. But when I first installed it, I had it all plugged in. I was trying to use an Elgato. It just wouldn't work. I had so many tech problems, so I just binned it off for a few months. And I was going to stick to play, PS5, like recording on PS5 and everything, forever. And then someone said, like, when I was going to do my Cadillac career, you should go on PC and, like, mod a Cadillac livery. And I retried everything, got rid of all the problems, and that's why I might just get rid of my PlayStation. Actually, no, because I use that more than this. But point is, the modding ability alone just makes this so clear of PlayStation. What did Alexa say we couldn't hear? She said 2. And that ain't me, that's her. Three laps remaining in this race. Oscar Piastri is going to end up as the race winner. He's driven well, consistent, fast. His teammate got stiffed a little bit by a crap strategy and a really unfair penalty, but you know what, that is just me mumbling and grumbling. Overall, you know, I am faster, but he's the winner. And there is still a slight chance I get this gap to Verstappen, but I don't think I do, to be honest. He's got past all the... Actually, no, he hasn't got past all the traffic yet. 90+7 Lanzini versus Tottenham. Potential is still on. I'm 50 euros richer. Love you. No, don't love me. Love Alexa. She's the one that chose. No, Alexa. No, it's all good. It's all good. Chill. I've got to be careful with my, my speaking device, because people get like their, obviously their house address leaks and all of that. No, I didn't choose. I just said pick a number between 1 and 2, and she said 2. So, no, I didn't put any thought into it, because that's just being a bit sick-minded. The ultimate lap of the race. What level AI am I playing? I am on the highest in the video game, 110. 7.3 to Verstappen. Has he got past the traffic? He's got past one, but there is another. How old are you, Big Bear? 12? It's not a bad guess. It's, to be fair, it's actually not that bad. It's only 7 years off. I'm actually 5. Oh wow, oh no, wait, hang on, the Haas is kind of holding up Verstappen there. Go on. Big Bear, shut up, kiddo. Alright. I'm alright, thanks, mate. Oh, that was a bit smelly. How has Verstappen been held up by the Haas throughout the entirety of that sector and my gap hasn't gone up at all? That's quite insane. Big Bear needs a ban? No, you can't ban me, I'm the one streaming. Oh, Big Bear's a person. Oh, Jesus, where I'm so slow. Oh my days, that is so bad. Oh, I should never stream again after that. Oh my goodness. I am bewildered with embarrassment after that. Oh my goodness, I thought you were talking to me. Jesus, Webbs, I'm sorry, that is so bad. But we are on the final lap of the race. And I'll let the moderators make up their mind with what, we do with Big Bear. Because it's just a case of being a bit, twisted, a bit disturbed. Don't really know what to do about that, but you know what? We move. Piastri is only 4 seconds ahead. 7.6 to Verstappen. I'm just going to miss out on P3, but we do. I mean, no, we get P3. Yeah, we missed out on the P2, which would have been lovely. Pole position. Broke the lap record or something, I think. And after being 30 seconds slower because of an extra pit stop, I'm only finishing 3 seconds behind. The pace was strong. Those fireworks just melted my eardrums. And it's a McLaren 1-2 at Singapore. Yeah, I realise that now, Alexander. It's just that in my head, Big Bear was a fat joke. Can you tell that I've been called like every single word possible, that now I think that's just a fat joke? How long have you been playing the F1 game? Since 2021. Well, actually, yeah.
Even though it looked easy, it is never easy to drive to a win. There's so much to think about, so much going on. And these
I just asked a question. Well, to be fair, it's... Technically, you are correct. At the same time, though, there's kind of like a line of like, hey, how are you? Or like, what have you been up to today? And then you cross that line and you have what you said, which is just outrageous. Doing my master's in sports and performance psychology with specialty in movement sciences. I'm not dumb. You might not be dumb, but you're disturbed. Disturbed doesn't mean dumb. Disturbed is a different meaning. You should know what that means, though, if you say you're smart. Anyway, that was a cracking race. It was actually a bit boring. I just sort of drove around on my own for most of it. But, we got the P2, or the P3, rather. Got a bit of champagne. Bit of dinner later. Maybe. I don't know. The F1 drivers eat after races. I'm not too sure. Well, Lando's probably dead because Singapore is just the hottest place in the world. Yeah, not bad. Nice race. I'm subbing. Appreciate that, Luke. That's massive. Thank you. Tell you what, Fernando Alonso. Round of applause for Fernando Alonso. A top 5 in Singapore after finishing, starting P12. Carlos Sainz as well. What happened here? Sainz gained 8 places. Gasly gained like 6. Everyone gained places. I know there was 2 DNFs, but yeah, not bad. I had the fastest lap by near enough a second. That's some good pace. You can see the strategy difference. Piastri's fastest lap was a second and a half slower than mine because I was just on a more aggressive strategy. Having Max alongside you, why did you wear a McLaren t-shirt? I'm wearing a McLaren t-shirt because I don't have a Red Bull one and I was driving in a McLaren today. Decent. Do you like fish sticks? They're not bad. It's alright. Definitely got a sub from me as well. Let's go. We're closing on 2K now, which is outrageous. From November 2024 until the start of September this year. So we're talking 11 months. Or 10, 11. I'll say 11 months. I had gained 10 subscribers. In the last 3 weeks, I've gained nearly 600. It has been outrageous. Thank you all for subscribing. Is it true that Oscar Piastri is signed to Ferrari? No, absolutely not. There might be rumours, but it's nowhere near official. I haven't seen anything. The only thing I've seen is Leclerc is looking at his options, and there might be a Leclerc-Piastri swap, but that's all I've really seen. Great driving. Thanks, John. Love from India. Shout out India. I know I said I didn't like Indian food earlier, but I tell you what, a katsu curry, that's not Indian. What was I trying? A korma curry, there you go. Top stuff. I recommend you get RaceLab for better in-game overlays and stream overlays. I have seen RaceLab. That was actually, I was talking about that yesterday. Because I saw that you can change the name of like teams. So I have the Cadillac career mode, but I drive as Haas with a Cadillac livery. So I thought I could get that and then obviously change the name to Cadillac and the logo. However, there was two problems. One, it cost money. At least the bits I want it for cost money, and I can't even bother spending money. And also, I don't know if it would work alongside all of the other mods that I use. I haven't really found that out, but I'll keep looking into it. Right, Jesse? Thanks for your true comment. Hello from Australia. Yes! We love Australians. We love everyone. You know? But yeah, Australians are cool. He's back. I just got a new job. Let's go, Isaac. Well done. I mean, it's pretty shit timing because I'm heading off soon, but yeah. Shout out you. Good job. Well, good job getting a new job. That's decent. You alright, Kelvin? Alright, I want to look at the race director because I want to see how consistent my pace was. I don't think it was too bad. So you can see where this done me. Oh, well, no wonder Piastri finished, like, well, to be fair, he was only 4 seconds ahead, but he had such an advantage. He one-stopped. So I was 44-something seconds behind Piastri because obviously I did 2 extra stops. And I still nearly caught him. Oh, wow, my pace was considerably better than I thought it was. That isn't crazy. Even Russian? Well, yeah, but that's a different thing, because look, no matter where you're from, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, if you're decent, I love you. If you're not, I don't like you. And that's it. I don't really care where you're from. I don't use it for streaming, and it's worth every penny. It's also not a mod for F1. It's just overlay, so it works with all mods in any game they support. Oh yeah, I know that. I'll probably like get the free one and just see what it does. It's just I don't know if it will work with all my other mods, and the main reason I'd want to get it is so I can change the name of the teams. But like I said, I'll look at it after the stream. I'll have a little research around, a little browse around, and see what happens. Yeah, my lap times. What was I doing? 35. Oh, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Sick. Every lap was in the 33s. And then all before, all of these were 34s with the odd 35 and 33 from, you know, overtaking. I mean, that might be pretty bog standard to some of you, but I never really drive that consistent. I'm quite happy with that, personally. Decent stuff. What's Piastri doing at the end there? See, look, because of the one stop, he was doing 34s, whereas I was doing 33s. Verstappen, 34s as well. Wow, I was really quick then. Right, well, my voice is starting to go because I've been talking for 2 hours straight. And this is where I leave you lot. Like I said, when you start, I'm just finishing, mate. It's really tough. Don't worry, I'll be back on tomorrow, though. So if you care enough, yeah, tomorrow will be the Porsche My Team Career Mode. It will be a longer stream. Right now, 2 hours and 20, I'm actually impressed by, because I'm just doing one race, but yeah. I'm kind of glad this stream was a little bit shorter, because I currently have the shits, and I feel another one coming on, so yeah. Tomorrow, though, like I said, Porsche My Team, we've got Japan and Bahrain. Should be a, 3-hour odd stream. And then also, actually, let me quickly look at the Singapore Grand Prix. F1 Singapore 2025. Now, can I just have the F1 website, please? I don't want booking.com. I'm not trying to go there. I ain't got that kind of money. Just let me go on the website, please. Thank you. Right. So, practice 1. Oh. That hasn't worked out as I'd hoped. I thought Singapore, for me, was going to be really late at night. Because it's far away. But it's actually not. It's actually, like, in the, like... Hang on. How do I get this in my time zone? Because this is, This is like, Eastern European. Hang on, wait. There you go. So if I refresh... Okay, so... Yeah. But I'm going to have to ditch my plans then. My plan was I was going to do my normal streamer career mode, and then because I thought the practice was in the evening time, I was going to do watch-alongs of practice as well. I do like 3 streams in one day. However, all of the practices are... I could do practice 1, because that's at 10:30 my time, which if I'm streaming at 1, that's fine. Practice 2 is at 2 PM though. So, yeah, that isn't going to be possible. So, tomorrow, I might be live a bit earlier, sort of like 10 AM, BST, that kind of area. And I'm doing a watch along of practice, and then I'll have a break, and then I'll do career mode. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, well, that's me lot for today. Thank you for tuning in, as always, and I hope to see you lot tomorrow for some F1 watching and commentating. Hundreds of people have been telling me I have a voice of a commentator and a broadcaster. Well, tomorrow we can see if that's true, because I'm going to be commentating a session. See how it goes. So, yeah. See you lot later. Have a fantastic rest of your days and upcoming weekend. And, yeah. See you lot later. Peace! Goodbye!